Good evening, you're welcome to the news on Flip. I am Christian Chuku. Let's take a look at the top headlines. Greater poverty awaits Nigerians. The World Bank speaking. Our attacks, killers found after my ultimatum. Oyedepo. Only Tinubu can stop cabal in Nigeria. Ex-Nupeng scribe Kokori. In business, MTN, Guinness, others commit to better life for people living with disability staff. Nigeria's power supply collapsed again. Now in sport, Ronaldo out of Portugal game. Let's take a look at the news in detail. The World Bank has predicted that more people in Nigeria and its sub-Saharan neighbors are expected to fall into extreme poverty. According to a report obtained via a World Bank newsletter on Friday titled Global Economic Prospects, Russia Invasion of Ukraine and its Effect on the Commodity Market. Supply chains, inflation and financial conditions have intensified the slowdown in economic growth. The Washington-based bank further explained the possibility of high global inflation could eventually result in tightened monetary policy in advanced countries, which might lead to financial stress on emerging markets and developing economics. The report also quoted the World Bank President David Malpass as saying that the world was facing the deepest global recession since World War II. He said the global economy is facing high inflation and slow growth at the same time. Even if a global recession is averted, the pain of stagflation could persist for years unless major supply increases are set in motion. The report added that growth in Sub-Saharan Africa is projected to slow to 3.7% this year, reflecting forecast downgrades of over 60% of regional economies. Price pressures partly induced by Russia's invasion of Ukraine are sharply reducing food affordability and real incomes across the regions. On our attacks, Bishop David Oyedepo of Living Faith Church has claimed that the gunmen who attacked and killed over 40 worshippers of the St. Francis Catholic Church in Ondo State have all been found. Recall that some terrorists last 2 weeks Sunday attacked the church during worship hour and opened fire on people, leading to the death of over 40 worshippers, while others were seriously injured. Oyedepo had, while reacting to the incident, declared 7 days ultimatum for the assailants to be arrested, saying if they escape, then he is not sent by God. While there were rumors on Thursday night via a trending video that the attackers have been arrested in the state, the Ondo State Police Command, however, denied the report, saying the information was only a rumor. But Oyedepo, while speaking at a sermon at the church headquarters in Ota, Ogun State, thanked God that the criminal elements have all been found. He said, "Our God answered prayers. All those demons that attacked the church have all been found. It is not 7 days yet. In the same way, all the enemies of your soul shall be caught and judged and sent to eternal silence." The presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, is the only living politician capable of breaking the cabal holding Nigeria down. Chief Frank Kokori, former General Secretary of the National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, has said. Kokori, an APC elder in Delta State, while speaking with journalists on Sunday in his Owu residence in the Ethiopia East local government area of the state, applauded Tinubu's emergence as the party's flag bearer for the 2023 general election, saying, "I don't think there's a better candidate than Tinubu who can take on the cabal and rescue Nigeria finally." The renowned labor activist, however, warned Tinubu, a Muslim, not to succumb to pressures from powerful party men to pick another Muslim as running mate, noting that such a decision would be insensitive and detrimental to national coherence and unity. In this regard, he specifically appealed to the northern leaders and governors to be instrumental to Tinubu's easy victory come 2023 polls by eschewing a Muslim ticket. Kokori said they should bear with him and not impose the Muslim ticket on him. They should take that as a sacrifice because religion and ethnicity have become a major issue in this country. He should be given a free hand to pick a noble northern Christian and support that Christian. Now to business. Over 30 multinational companies and institutions, including MTN, Unilever, Guinness, amongst others, have pledged to engage qualified persons living with disabilities in their various workforces, the federal government announced on Friday. Speaking on the sidelines of the Inclusion Works program organized by Sight Savers Nigeria in Abuja, which focused on empowerment and employment for people living with disabilities, the Executive Secretary, National Commission for Persons with Disability, James Lalu, said the federal government had also mandated its agencies to employ competent disabled persons. He said over 30 multinationals and gigantic institutions have made commitments to engage people living with disability. We have the MTN, Unilever, Guinness, Nigerian breweries, and many other on that list. We have developed the accessibility minimum standard, and it is being forwarded for approval by the Federal Executive Council. Once it is approved, we are going to share it with all these organizations to make sure they provide reasonable accommodation for our people in the workplace. On the power supply, the Nigerian national electricity grid has collapsed for the 17th time this year. Power distributions in Kaduna, Abuja, and other parts of the country said they have not been able to receive bulk electricity from the national supply line. We regret to inform you that the power outage being experienced in our franchise state is due to system collapse of the national grid. The collapse occurred at about 8:44 p.m. this evening, hence the loss of supply on all our outgoing feeders, Kaduna Electric announced on Sunday evening. Power supply shall be restored as soon as the national grid is powered back. The statement added, it is unclear how many states are affected by today's grid collapse. The disruption marked the 17th time the grid would collapse this year. While some collapses were not made public because they lasted for a short period, many others were public and lasted days in some cases. Now to sports. Cristiano Ronaldo, João Moutinho, and Rafael Guerreiro will all miss Portugal's National League match against Switzerland this weekend, Coach Fernando Santos announced. The trio have been excused the journey to Geneva on management grounds rather than injury. It is not about physical problems, it's a question of management, said Santos during the press conference in Lisbon. It wouldn't make sense to travel to Switzerland with 26 players when we can only have 23 on the bench, he added with further details. Ronaldo, a 5-time Ballon d'Or winner, did not take part in the final training session before the squad took off to Geneva. Portugal faced Switzerland on Sunday to stay top of Group 2 in League A of the Nations League. With that, we have come to the end of the news at the hour. I remain Christian Chuku. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.